Hey, welcome to another episode of Freedom on Fire. I'm your boy Rob TV, Bob TV today. Rob TV, Bob TV, the host of the Rob Report and Freedom on Fire right here. Hey, look, let's have a little chat, chitty chat. I want to talk about our current situation right now in America, because a lot of people just losing their minds, and I think this was designed. I think this whole thing was designed to lose your mind. We've been dealing with racism. My community, myself, has been dealing with racism for decades. We had to be dealing with white supremacy on a consistent basis down there in Florida. If you look at the Florida history, it's not fun, sun, and beach, and Miami Vice, and girls in thongs and butt shaking everywhere. Ain't none of that. Our history as black Americans in Florida is not sunny beaches on the coast and drinking Bahama Mamas and all that. No. It's been brutal. It's been hard. We've been burnt, tarred and feathered, skinned alive, among a mob, an angry mob of white people, while their children stood there and watched. Racism is nothing new. It's here. It's going to always be here. You can't eradicate it. It's been here since I don't know how long. People going to find some reason they hate you. If it ain't your race, it's your hair. If it's not your hair, it's your squeaky little voice. It doesn't matter what it is. People will find a reason to hate you. And they'll try to come up with philosophies and education to endorse that, to push that, to prove that to you. A lot of people don't know there's a difference between the Klan and their ideology and Nazi ideology and the neo-Nazi ideology and the Aryan Nation ideology. A lot of people don't know. They're not on the same page 100% all the time unless it's go out to kill some Niagars, some spooks, some gooks. All those races names. I don't like them boys over there, but we got one thing in common, boy. They sure hate us. They hate niggers just like we hate niggers. I didn't say N-I-G-G-E-A-R. I say Nigars. N-I-G-A-R. Facebook, YouTube. Stuff been going on for a while. People in my community see a little thing on TV. Even though it's a big deal. Don't get now. Let me get this straight. It is a big deal. Because instead of an angry mob catching a few black men walking down the street in the wrong neighborhood and stringing them up and taking their little baby daughter girl and raping them, raping their kid, killing the kid, having the daddy watch it, and then string the daddy up and either burn them, tar and feather them, feed them to the dogs, throw them to the alligators. Oh yeah, all that stuff was happening in Florida. This time, one fool got in the car and ran over a bunch of people. Now, do I believe that was a planned effort? Do I think that was planned between the neo-Nazis, the white clans? No, I don't think that was planned. I think the plan was go up there and stir some mess, cause some problems, and let's protest. It's all right. Let's protest them taking down the statue. Do I believe that they all say, hey, Joe, all right, who gonna run over somebody today? You got your dice? All right. What number you pick? What number you pick? You know, 6, 12, 6, 12. All right, let's go. Blow on this, baby. All right. 8. 8. Who got number 8? All right, you. You get to kill a Nigar, N-I-G-A-R, today. Woo, dog, I'm so happy. I don't think that happened. I think it's one random fool want to prove his diligence to the call. One random idiot did that. Now, am I excusing the Klan? Am I excusing the neo-Nazis? Am I excusing the alt-right or Unite the Right effort? No, because this stirred it up. Had not they planned this event, that person probably would have never showed up in that area. Never. Now, I can't push blame. The only person I blame in this situation right now is the fool that got in the car and decided to run over a bunch of people and kill one girl. I blame him. But I blame the alt-right and all their team for not taking some responsibility of this food coming in. Because a true terrorist take claim, and you need to take the claim. All right, so let me get this out of the way real quick, and then I'm done. People, don't fear. There's nothing to fear. I think the greatest thing that's going to be hard for you to do in this situation is love people regardless. I know Antifa's out there. Now, Antifa has a philosophy. We ain't got time to be talking about no love. You can take your love stuff, stick it up your behind. When we see a fascist, we're going upside their head. I have no problem with Antifa being a protective service for protesters, only if they're provoked. It used to be we didn't even need Antifa. We had the National Guard. Terry McCullough, why you didn't call the National Guard? Anytime there's a protest of that kind of proportionate, I can't get the word right. Anytime, I told you I butcher your name I will butcher your name if your name is at. I'll still say cat or fat or something like that, so don't pay me no mind. Whenever you have a protest of that magnitude, you have to have some type of individual or some kind of organization to be a great divide. Because if not, there's going to be some promoting. We believe a lot of promoting is historical with the Klan. Right now, the Klan love it when we, or the so-called peaceful protester, or Antifa, in the middle of the peaceful protester, start acting crazy and want to clap people upside the head and bust them in the mouth. I understand you want to do that. And I understand we had to fight racism. We didn't fight racism in Germany with love and compassion. And, well, this ain't Germany, number one. And number two, we fought racism the Martin Luther King way. And it couldn't be done again. My whole point of this is that you can't beat out fascism thinking. You can't beat that philosophy out of somebody. You can't beat it. You can re-educate them, give them tools to think again, and leave it to the good Lord to handle that person. It's one scripture said, Apollos water, Paul planted the seed, Apollos water, God give the increase. Our goal is to plant the seed that we all are the same. You're no better than me. Just because you got money, you got money. That's your stature of living. But you're no better than me. Because the same person that can put a gun in my head and shoot me and blow my brains everywhere, it's the same person can put a gun here to your head and blow your brains. He's not going to let off 15 rounds in your head and your head is still intact. You are still human. You're still the same. You poop the same way I poop. Your freaking poop, if we ate the same thing like we used to do in the military, everybody would have the same poop. That's one thing I like about the military, because it did promote unity and let us know that we're all are equal. Man, everybody gas was smelling the same. We're all one in boot camp in that unit. And a lot of people learn about other cultures in situations like that. So we need to do that. We need to get them a little more understanding of white culture and where these white supremacists have come from. A lot of them guys are genuinely concerned. It may be dumb concerns, but they're genuinely concerned that multicultural is taking over the United States, and multicultural is, and it will, and it should, because this country was designed to be a beacon for people who are fleeing tyranny to come enjoy freedom. That is America. That is America. Fleeing tyranny to come experience freedom and justice for all. And nobody's trying to take nothing from you, ultra white class. Nobody's. We're just saying we want to take our place too. And we're just as good as you. You may be better than us in one area, but we're better than you in some areas. So the supremacy stuff needs to stop. And if you're out there, whether it's anti or for, bashing people's heads, running people over, you are a terrorist. And you should be arrested, tried, and judged on being a terrorist. I don't care if you're part of Antifa. I don't care if you're part of the Klan. I don't care if you're part of the Black Lives Matter, the aggressive part of Black Lives Matter, because I believe, and that's another thing, I believe a lot of these organizations are infiltrated. I just saw a video of some guys from, so-called guys from Antifa saying George Soros will want our money. How do I know that's not staged? How do I know that's not white nationalists trying to play the part? And people in Antifa, you better wake up, because you got these masks on. Are you checking these people to see if they're really with you or not? How do you know? How do you know? Do you endorse these people doing the same thing or busting people upside the head, inciting violence, when the Klan or whoever did not at that point? But Antifa going around see one and decided to bust them in the mouth, and all they did was quiet protest or chanted names during protest, which is their right. Come on, get out of this mess. They have a right to say stupid stuff, look stupid with pointy hats and, khakis and tiki torches and all that. They can do all that stuff. Let them do it. Let them do it. Number one, you ain't got to be there to protest them. You ain't got to be there to push them back. Let them have a funky old march and see how many people show up. And then after they have their march, if their time, you have your march right behind them. Or the following day. Or the day before. You got to get out of this stuff, man. I appreciate what Antifa does for us, protecting protesters. If that's your job, that's fine. But we really don't supposed to have you doing that. We're supposed to have the National Guard doing that for us. That's what they did in the 60s, in the 70s. But if they can't get National Guard out there to protect peaceful protesters, I don't mind. I don't mind Antifa being there if that's their job, to protect peaceful protesters. But when you get to the point where you're inciting violence, I got a problem, and we got to deal with that problem. So whether you're on the Antifa side or the Ku Klux Klan side or whoever, if you're inciting violence, then you don't need to be, you need your permit to protest taken away from you temporarily, if not indefinitely. If you're going to protest, fine. But if you're going to cause damage and harm toward people, and that's your plan, or your words are inciting damage and harm to people, you need to be revoked. Your free speech rights should be taken away, and you should be dealt according with it. And that's for the person who decides to be that way. Hate speeches that's going to motivate and grow little kids up to be haters instead of talking about love. So I'm Bob TV, Freedom on Fire. I'm done. Look, Antifa, do your thing. As long as you do it right, I'm for you. Hats off to you. We need to find some way to protect. If they're not going to get the National Guard out like they used to do back in the day, we do need somebody to have our back and protecting us. And I guess that's why they have the Klan over there on the alt-right side, because they need somebody to so-called protect them. All right, I'm done. Just don't go into violence and all that stuff. That's when you lose me, and I start seeing your organization as a terrorist. And you got to understand, Antifa people, I don't know what's your check and balance, but they're going to come, and they're going to dress like you, and they're going to infiltrate and cause a lot of havoc. Mark my words. I'm not just telling you that. All right, so I'm Bob Brown, Bob TV, Freedom on Fire. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I love you. Hey, this is your boy Bob TV with Freedom on Fire and Rob Report. I want to thank you for watching the webcast. Make sure you share these segments all across your social media network. Like and share, subscribe, and maybe invite a couple other people to do the same thing. You make the difference. I also want to thank you for those who support this channel through Patreon, whether it's 50 cents to $50 million. It goes right back into what we do here. So like the lights that you're looking at right now, that's because of something that you did. So I really appreciate it. I want to thank my man Vegimatic for the Blue Yeti mic, one of the top microphones out right now. He knew I needed the mic, so he blessed me with it. So all of you guys make the difference into this channel growing, and I really want to appreciate you for that. Also, by all means, again, continue to share your comments at the bottom of each video. Just don't get so visceral to the people who may disagree with me or may disagree with you. This calling out name stuff, that's not for this channel. So please try not to call people names, personal names. Now you can call some of the stuff they talk about crap. I say that, but just don't attack people personally. Words really hurt when you start attacking people personally, because these people really believe these things, and you're not gonna take away their belief by calling them names. So please don't do that on this channel. But nevertheless, I appreciate you guys. We're shooting for 2,000 now, so I need your help. So as my pastor would say, reach one, teach one. I mean, let's reach out. You got the information. Make sure you share with other people and try to get them to subscribe to the channel so we can grow and expand. I'm Bob TV. Freedom on Fire. Rob Report. Peace.